I finally watched The Matrix Revolutions, and I only got 40 minutes in. So this movie was obviously very boring. I didn't get very far. But let me just get some positives out there that I found before I talk about why I just couldn't go on after 40 minutes. The first positive is that I've come to appreciate the fact that Neo just has a strong mind. Because in my first review, I was talking about how I wish that he had some character growth, something to connect to him humanly, but now I've just kind of accepted the fact and come to appreciate the fact that he's just the strong one, which is totally okay. Kind of reminds me of like Superman or Wonder Woman in the Zack Snyder superhero movies, right? They don't really relate humanly to us. They are just above that, and they have their own problems and story arcs that we don't even comprehend just because they're just above that. And I guess that's kind of why the Marvel movies were a little bit more relatable and were more successful, because these superheroes were just kind of like us. So I guess that's a good thing about the Matrix movie, and also kind of a negative. It's like, it's hard to relate to Neo, but at the same time, I've come to appreciate that fact, if that makes sense. The other good thing about the movie was, let me think. The other good thing about the movie was that it felt like a finale. It reminded me of watching The Maze Runner 3, which I don't even remember what it's called now. But I watched the third one way after, and I kind of just jumped into it, not really remembering the first or second. And I didn't really see the connections just because I didn't really remember the first two. But I could tell that the movie was a finale. You know, it had that finale feel, like, ooh, things are wrapping up, things are getting exciting, you know, kind of like that. So The Matrix Revolutions in this one, it has that feel of a finale, and you're like, ooh, something intense is going on. That being said, I couldn't really piece together what that intense thing was. Like, I should be able to remember, right? I just watched the first one. I just watched the second one. Why am I having a hard time figuring out what is going on? Maybe that's just a me thing, okay? Maybe it's just a me thing. I wish that it was just clearer, you know? So it reminded me of watching Avengers Endgame after all like 15 other movies beforehand, and I even skipped one. You know, I didn't watch Captain Marvel before watching Endgame. I could totally remember everything. And like, you need to remember a lot for Avengers Endgame. You need to remember a lot of movies. It goes back in time. They're picking up the different stones from the different places. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I remember that. Like, it all resonated with me, and I could understand what was going on in the movie. But in The Matrix Revolutions, I was like, oh, okay. I thought that Zion was attacked in the last movie. I thought that actually Zion was destroyed, but come to find out that they're not destroyed and that we're preparing for war yet again. So maybe that was just me, right? Maybe I just couldn't remember, and that's a me problem. But then they add more characters in. Why are you adding more characters, especially in a finale? Like Pirates of the Caribbean 3, right? All it is just one long battle scene, pretty much. It's just action, right? And you can enjoy it for that. Like, there's not a ton of character growth because the character growth came in the first and second movies, and then the third one is just like throwing things at the screen because it's awesome. And, you know, it's enjoyable enough. People say it's not that good of a movie, but most people enjoy it, you know? But with this one, we're just adding new characters in. That's when I decided to turn it off about the 40-minute mark, when a young guy in the military shows up, drops his stuff, and then the officer's like talking to him about how sucky he is. I'm like, where did this guy come from? I don't need new characters in a finale movie unless it makes sense, but there's just too much. I'm sure the joke's been made before. What is the second one? Oh, The Matrix Reloaded, more like The Matrix Overloaded, right? And it's the same for the third one. It's just overloaded, too much stuff going on to even remember. And when the movie started, I had faith. I thought that it made sense that they made a first part and a second part, with the last one having a cliffhanger at the end. I thought it made sense that, oh, now it's kind of a different story, with Neo being trapped inside the world between the Matrix and the Zion place. He was like at that train station, but he wasn't there very long, so that thing that grasped me at the start vanished very quickly. Also, I don't know why it bothered me this time, but Smith, the opposite of Neo, he's named Smith. Like, that is not a very intense name. I don't know why it bothered me this time and not the other two times. That being said, it is kind of fun when it's just a dumb name and a cool, intense character. Ooh, Smith. But it reminded me of Monsters vs. Aliens when it's Susan. Like, this is a joke, right? It's a joke. This guy is Smith. It's not supposed to be a joke. This is a serious movie. Kind of, I guess. Like, the first one just had fun action scenes and it wasn't taking itself too seriously, which was why I think it was successful. But yeah, for the most part, for me, it was boring and it only lasted 40 minutes, so maybe the movie got better, but life's too short to find out, man. I gotta go enjoy some other stuff. If you have seen the whole Matrix Revolutions and you loved it and you're saying, whoa, 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 you should not have stopped at 40 minutes. Come on, man. Leave a comment below, and if that's the case, you know, there's a chance that I could finish this movie, but also the movie leaves Netflix in a few days, and I don't know if I want to spend the money to do that. And most of the things I've seen online have told me that this movie is not the best of the three, so I don't think there's gonna be anyone in the comments saying that, but hey, if you're the person who loves The Matrix 3, be that person. You are amazing. Anyways, it's been kind of fun watching these movies, reviewing them. I don't think I'll make it to the fourth one. Like I said, they're gonna leave Netflix in a few days, and I procrastinated watching this movie for so long. I've been watching this other TV show that I really love that I'm going to review, so please subscribe so you can see that video when it comes out. I also watched Twister and Twisters in between this movie. Me and my brother did a review on that, so go check that one out, and thanks for watching. Bye.